Alright, so this silver scorpion, I'm out here trying to scrap a little bit today while I got the sickness. Anyway, so I'm gonna kind of run y'all through this. I'm not gonna show the whole thing, it'll just jump from spot to spot, and I'll show you what I did, which I just took a couple of screws out right there so far. So keep y'all posted and kind of let y'all go through with me. Alright, so you can see I pulled a couple screws out, yanked the wires out. There's a couple other goodies in there, but I'm not really worried about them. I'm not in that kind of mood today. So I just kind of cut that stuff out. Now I'm gonna flip it up on like it's supposed to be and get this wire out and pull the transformer and all that stuff out of it. All right, handful of screws. The top comes off. Of course, you have to cut the wire here. It runs to the fan. It sits on top, so you have to take that off of there. The grill right here, it kind of protects the fins and all from outside. That's off now. So now I can access the rest of the stuff in this panel pretty easy and be able to get to the rest of the wires that are in here. All the copper. Get that fan out. You got a solenoid. You got a compressor underneath that cover. And all that copper that's in there. Alright, so I got all the wire taken out of here. Took all that stuff off. So this is a capacitor. You can just throw it in a shred. It's not really worth taking apart. It's not enough in there. I'll probably end up getting these. They look like they're brass or copper, one or the other. I broke these off of this. Contacts. So if you don't know how contacts work, you've got a low voltage side and a high voltage side. So right here is your low voltage on both sides. That fires up the magnet. Basically, it turns it into an electromagnet. This spool of wire right here. When that fires up, it pulls the contacts down and engages the high voltage side, which is this side and this side. So you can run 12 volts here to turn on 240 volts or more, depending on what type of contactor you have. So that's how those work. So of course, I'm keeping this. It's got the spool of wire. The contacts in here have got silver on them, and there are also some brass there. So I'll take that apart later. I just tossed that in the truck. This is just a motor. It's got a roll of transformer. It's got a roll of copper in there, just like that does. This right here, I really didn't know what it was. I haven't had to deal with these. I mean, you can look at it and basically tell what it does, but I didn't know as far as what was inside of it. So I took it off, and there's a circuit board in there. And everything nowadays has a circuit board. So you just stack them up and turn them in when you get enough. And then I took this one off. And of course, these are contacts. You can learn to read. It's basically the schematic of how this works. And a lot of these are the same thing as these. You're running 2 volts or half a volt and closing a switch, run something else. When this cuts on, that needs to cut on too. And that's what they use these for. They don't have to do it this way anymore. So as far as the wire that was in here, there's all the wire that was in there. It's a pretty good amount of wire. Of course, I've got to clean it up before it can be taken to the scrap yard. And these are those contacts I told you I pulled off of there. Alright, so condenser's off. I got it in the back of the truck. I'll finish cleaning those at the house and sit over here on the farm. Of course, I still haven't taken that off yet. All the wire is out from in here, even going over to the fan or the blower. I've gotten a little bit of the copper out. I got some more to go. I gotta take the fan out, that condenser or coil out, and the rest of this. There's the wire that come out. So you have this and all that just from here, and the couple little components that I pulled out of the top there. Alright, so some of these little scraps on the side come from it. This is most of the rest of the copper. The pieces sitting on top of the condenser there. I've got some left in here to get, and some left over here. Alright, so that finishes up the copper. Still gotta clean it up because you got your dirty copper where the joints are, stuff like this. Some of them have joints in the middle you need to cut out, but I gotta finish cleaning that up. But I've got it in the truck so I can run it to the house and split that up. So that leaves you with your total wire that come out of the unit. It's not bad, it's a pretty good amount there. Of course, I still got to finish cleaning that up, so I'll put that in the back of the truck and finish that at the house as well. So there it is, completely scrapped out. It's a little plastic piece right there. Glad I had my boots on because that was some nasty water to come out. So that'll go in the trash, but everything else here, it's been gutted all the way down. So I'll take the front end loader and squish it down nice and flat instead of taking the time to take all those screws out, and load it in the back of the trailer, and it'll be ready to go. That was a compressor, it was in it. If nobody's ever picked up a compressor, they're heavy. This is one that we've worked on for a while and we finished it up today. I still got to get that fan motor and that fan motor from that one, but basically that is it. Hope y'all enjoyed.